Okay guys, we're on to major forms. We've done some measurements and now it's time to lay it all down. Now I want to figure out the width of my major form here, this rectilinear form, and the width I found to be 21 millimeters. So I'm going to mark that down. Now remember that I need to multiply everything by 1.3. So 21 times 1.3 is my increase. That gives me 28.6. So when I move on to my final version and go and draw that, I know that I'm gonna write down and measure 28.6. Now, measuring in millimeters is pretty tight, so I can round up to 29 or so, and that will give me some breathing room. And so my numbers won't be super exact, but they'll be pretty dead on, enough for this drawing. So I have the top of my building right there, the top of the corner. I have the width of that thicker side that's facing on the left. And now I want to get the height of that first meteor section on the top. And so I'm going to measure that. And it comes to right out about 75 millimeters. And I multiply that times 1.3 and get 97.5. And I'm going to go ahead and mark that out. Now I just measure this from the top, since I measured it from the top on that other sheet, and measure that. And that's going to give me a lot of information for this major form. So let's see what happens when I fill out this line and see what else I can do. Okay, I have this width too, and I can make that straight up and down, vertical line. And I also can start connecting these lines. Now, even though I don't have my post-it note out on the left-hand side, I can guesstimate that angle because these other orthogonal lines, again, serve as benchmarks of the direction of the line and the degree of that slope. So I think I have every information, all the information I need to make a sound judgment. Now I also have, from I measured before, I measured the right end of that building, the edge of that building, and I even marked it down here. And so all I need to do now is draw the end, the right edge of that building straight up, vertical line, and make and complete that second side of that major form there. Let's see what happens when I start connecting these dots with lines. Now next I'm going to measure the corner of that second building structure to the left side. And I'm going to measure that out at 29 millimeters. And of course I need to multiply that by 1.3. And that's going to give me 37.7. So let's see what happens when I start to block in that major form too. Now, I did forget to measure the height of this second structure, so I'm going to measure that corner point down to my horizon line right there, and I get a measure of roughly about 117 millimeters. And again, I'm going to multiply that by 1.3. And it looks like I get a measurement of 152.1. So let me knock in that height, and that also is going to give us a lot of information. Now I've laid in that right edge, and I've also laid in the edge of that building on the left side. So I've already marked that out before, and it looks like I'm already on my way with my second major form. So as you can see, this is the process of measuring, converting that measurement to scale up the building, the measurements, and then laying in those solid lines for your major forms. I'm going to fast forward and we'll see what this starts to look like. So again, guys, just to reiterate, remember the steps. We measure, we convert that measurement if we're scaling up our measurements or our building, and then we add in our construction lines and then our major forms, and then in the next video, we're gonna cover minor forms and break up those major forms. Okay guys, take care, have fun, be safe, bye-bye.